Right, so first, we are jamming it up because girls just want to have fun, so we have to listen to some pump up music. Right, so we're going to listen to this for a second. You can dance if you're showing your cute faces. Everybody's screen goes off. All right, we'll stop that. We won't make y'all just be like, all right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so beyond excited tonight because first, let me ask you, who is out there partying? Who wants to be partying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was Woo! So we love to party because we're in a party business, right? And so it's all about having fun. Fun in your business, fun with your guests, fun with your hostess, fun with what you're doing. And so tonight, you guys get to hear from our two-star director, Michelle Hartman, which I'm pumped for her to first introduce herself because she has fun. She has fun with her business. She has fun with her guests. She has fun with her hostesses. And she's got an amazing following because of who she is and what she's created. And so tonight she's going to share some of the things that she's learned throughout the course of her business to make it fun. So who's ready to have some fun?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you. All right, so we are going to turn it right on over to Miss Michelle Hartman.
Woo! So you guys should feel very lucky because I don't do a lot of these trainings. So I am Michelle Hartman. I'm two-star director from Sheffield, Iowa, and I have been in the business for 10 years this month, which is really crazy to me. I remember when I came in the business, Heidi was like, I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm thinking, holy cow, you've been in Tupperware for 8 years. But it's fun, and so I stayed. Actually, I only came into the business because I had a broken piece of Tupperware, and I wanted it replaced. So I want you all to think about all these warranties when they come into you. Don't discount them. Make sure you're really paying attention to those customers. Because seriously, that is the only reason I called the 1-800 number from Tupperware and they connected me with Heidi.
Yeah.
Through some discussions with my husband, I decided with a 4-month-old baby and a 6-year-old at home that I wanted something else. So decided to try Tupperware 1 night a week. And that's what worked for our family. And that's the beauty of this business too. And I found that it was fun. We were able to have a little extra money to replace a window here and there. I was able to fill my kitchen with Tupperware because I'm a baker and a cooker. So I loved that. It was fun for me to get all these new products and to try the new stuff that was coming out all the time. So, yeah, so I mean, that's just a little bit about me. Is there anything else special you wanted me to share, Heidi?
No, I mean, just your journey is just fun. And I mean, I think it relates to so many people. And Michelle was working a full-time job when she came on board, right? And so you guys, you know, many of you raise your hand if you work a full-time job. J-O-B. Okay. And so again, that's the beauty of this business, that it can work around all the craziest of crazies. And again, she said what? She was having fun doing it. So you covered it.
Okay. So Heidi's asked me to talk about fun, and I was thinking about it throughout the week. Fun is so much more. I mean, fun is personal. You want to have fun in your business. You want to have fun with your customers. You want to be fun in social media because guess what? That all radiates back. Fun, I guess, to me is energy. There's seven different levels of energy out there. Number 7 being the top, number 1 being the low. And I think it's really important that we surround ourselves with people that are at that level 7 energy. They're the ones that help bring us up and help create the fun that we want to have, I guess. Being positive. In the morning, in the mirror, when I get ready, we have fun quotes all over our house. These little stickers that can go on your mirrors. But I think it's so important that we remind ourselves as we get up and get the day going to be positive and look forward to each day, because that just allows us to have more fun. And I always joke before, it's kind of within our team, before you get ready to go to a party, no matter what your day has been, you know, we don't always have the best days, but you need to put on that smile. And you always need to remember to go to your dresser drawer and pull out your positive panties. Because
I love it.
if you get dressed ready to go, you're going to go into that party and have so much more fun. And the people can read that from your expressions and from your energy that you provide. So I'm going to talk about some different ways to have fun. Have fun at the party. I'm going to show you actually just a simple Quartermania demo that I use that my customers and guests have really hooked on to and think is fun and helps me date more parties because they think it is fun. We'll talk about a few themes and then how I have fun outside of the party that helps me date more parties.
Love it.
Okay.
Hold on. Hope
Yes.
you all have pen and paper. Y'all got pen and paper? Raise your hand. Yay!
Remember, this is going to be recorded so you can watch it later.
Yeah, it was recorded. All right, take it away. I'm excited. I got my pen and paper ready too.
So we're actually going to start with the party because I feel like that's an important part of our business. And so I'm just going to give you a few hints and tips that I do at my party that I think are fun. And the first one is actually your icebreaker. So I've done a couple different ones. When you go into the party, you want to know your guests want to know you. You always need to introduce yourself kind of a quick, simple way. And then you need to go around the room and have them tell you how they know your hostess, maybe what the last piece of Tupperware is that they purchased or their favorite piece of Tupperware. Sometimes I even say, God forbid your kitchen was on fire. What's one piece of Tupperware you're going to grab out of your kitchen before you leave the house?
Right.
And I've actually had people say, well, my kitchen has been on fire before. I'm sorry. But that gets them, you know, thinking about Tupperware, number one. And number two, it kind of gets you to know the guests. A lot of times they will tell you a piece, not even the right name of it, but it gets everybody thinking about it. So that's fun. Heidi actually did a training with our team, and this one I've been using here recently, but she wants you to tell a fib on how you know your hostess. So, you know, say, I know Jill because we were in jail together. That gets people laughing at the party. Yeah, Jill likes that. Not true, but it giggles, right? Another one, when we're doing introductions and stuff like that, I want to know the people in the room who have never been to a Tupperware party before. So sometimes within those introductions, somebody might say, oh, I don't have any Tupperware. And then I stop and I grab my bag and I go, oh my gosh, you guys, did you know that Sally is a Tupperware virgin? She has no Tupperware of her own. So then I get out a cute little piece of Tupperware in a bag, all foo-fooed up, and I give it to her and I tell her, here's your first piece of Tupperware to go home with tonight. So and then everybody else is always like, I'm a Tupperware virgin too.
Love it.
Remember, you have to watch the age of your crowd though, because sometimes when there's young girls in the room, well, it might be a Tupperware first timer.
Good reminder. Good reminder.
So anyway, that is fun. So we're starting the party off on a fun note. People are laughing and giggling. The other thing is, no matter how you do your product demo, what you talk about, be excited about your products. Somebody once told me, I've worked in lots of different industries. I've sold bakery items. I've dispatched semis. I've sold seed corn and soybeans, and I've sold field tile. So
I didn't know that.
Somebody once told me, whatever you sell, know your product and be proud of it. So if you sell tires, know your tires. Be proud that you're selling tires. People can read that from you. So the more excited you are and the more you know your product, be proud that you're selling Tupperware. It is a great product. So be excited about your products. And when you're excited about your products, have some fun little bits of info to share with them. So some of the products I like to talk about are kind of silly. like the insulated tumbler. A lot of you know that I talk about slipping a beer can into an insulated tumbler. So I tell them the product, this is 24-ounce tumbler, it's double insulated, it's not gonna sweat, you can fill it up with ice water and take it on the go. It's got the dripless seal. And then I ask them in the room, does anybody ever have a bad day every once in a while? I want you to raise your hands. Raise your hands if you have a bad day. And then I say, okay, so sometimes we have secrets within our Tupperware parties. This cannot go outside of this room. And then I open it and I pull out the tall boy. And mine's actually a Mike Card lemonade, but it could be a tall boy Budweiser or whatever. So this is a secret. All those softball games you go to in the summertime, have a long day, you can slip this inside of here and nobody knows what you're drinking. So have fun with your products. I'm kind of excited because I think there might be a product coming out that we can have fun talking about again.
Maybe?
Okay. I can't say or can say.
Not yet.
Okay. No, I'll skip that one. We'll come back to that another time. But Vent and Serves, I know many of you have seen Tracy stand on the Vent and Serves. I highly suggest that because it gets people talking. And I even go to the fact, I put myself out there. I stand on it and sometimes people are like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, I know. I really probably, if I break it and it cracks, chips, peels, I can bring it back and get it released for free. So again, that gets people giggling a little bit. So some of the products have fun little bits of information to share with them as you talk about them. Let's see. Do you guys want to see my Quartermania demo?
Yes.
Yes?
Shout out. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do I do Quartermania? And then I'll explain what it is. Quartermania is an attendance driver for my parties. So I put on the invitations, must have 8 to 10 adult guests at the party to play. I want those people there. They can go home with pieces of Tupperware for just quarters, but it gets the party totals up because we're bringing more guests to those seats. They get to see me, see the products firsthand, and more people at the party, the easier it is to date and get the sales for the hostess. But they must have 8 to 10 adult guests there. If they don't, we don't play, and they know that. So they're more apt to text those people at the last minute and remind them to bring quarters or touch base with them and get those RSVPs. Your guests also then wonder what in the heck is Quartermania. Like some of them think it's a drinking game. Some of them aren't quite sure if they're going to the casino or what, but they know they're going to go home with Tupperware products, or they have a chance to go home with Tupperware products just for coming to the party. And I don't know about anybody else, but I like immediate satisfaction. So if I could go home with a piece of Tupperware that night, I would be even more excited. So the first thing I do is I get out my magic spatula and I ask if I can have a helper within the room. I'm looking for a Quartermania queen. And if I don't get somebody immediately to raise their hand, I pick somebody that I think will probably be good at it or that has been interacting with me more than others. So I hand her the magic spatula and I tell her, okay, so your only job tonight is to interrupt me. You get to sit in your seat and wave your magic spatula and hoot and holler and get my attention. My name's Michelle, and I will stop and we will play Quartermania. So it can be any time that I'm talking, but we're going to do it, and it depends how many people are there. Say 8 times tonight we're going to play Quartermania. So I hand her the spatula, and guess what? This puts it in her hand. She's touching it, feeling it, checking it out. So get those products in their hands. And I will pull out my Tupperware bag. They cannot see what is in here until we stop to play, and I pull out one item at a time. So, for example, my first is 2 Tupper Minis. And if you want to play tonight, all you have to do is put a quarter in my bowl. Beforehand, I've given them all a ticket, and they've put their name on the back of a ticket and put it in the bowl. So I tell them if they want to play for the Tupper Minis, and these are so many uses for them, you talk about them a little bit, kind of get them hyped up, pass the bowl around. If you put a quarter in, and I pull your name out on the tag, you win these. If I pull your name out and you didn't put a quarter in, and I go by your honesty, and I know Sally over here, kind of pick on somebody, we pull out another name. And your names go back in, so you could win every single time tonight, or the lady sitting next to you could win. So it's kind of like the Iowa lottery. If you don't play, you can't win. And we kind of do that throughout the party. So that's not something we do all at once. I'll start it off, and then I will stop and start talking about the products on my top 10 list. And then our Quartermania Queen's over in the corner waving her spatula. If she wants to interrupt me 3 times immediately, we'll do it. Usually it's spread out, and sometimes it ends up quite a few at the end. But that's all Quartermania is. It's very simple. It does allow me to sneak in some products that maybe aren't on my top 10 to talk about. I do some bigger items too. So this would be like a 2-quarter item. But the secret is that I probably got this pretty darn cheap, maybe like as a thank you gift because I submitted some orders of my own. And then when we're going through it, many times the quarters kind of add up in this bowl sometimes, and people are passing around. They go, oh my gosh, this is heavy. I will tell them, do you guys know what happens to all these quarters after the party tonight? I'm going to buy some more Tupperware, and then I'm going to come over to your house, and we're going to play Quartermania with all of your friends too. And then they, again, kind of giggle. So that is just the basics of Quartermania. It's very simple, and I've probably been playing it for 6 years maybe. My guests know that we do play it at almost every party. Any questions on that before I move on? Or Heidi, anything you want me to touch on?
No, you're the queen on the Quartermania because you're good. And I love the spatula idea. Love it.
I actually think I'm going to get some like curly ribbon and put on the end here and really kind of foo-foo it up. I even thought about writing on here with a magic marker that says Quartermania or magic spatula or something like that.
Love it. Love it. Do you guys have any questions? Because this is your time. This is your time to be able to ask Michelle questions.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, moving on.
The next thing I'm going to kind of jump into is party themes. How many of you have a great list of party themes and you run with them all the time and you feel like you rock them? Nobody? Okay. I love party themes. If somebody were to invite me over for a party and the title of it was a bread and butter party, would that excite me? Probably not. I don't know what they're selling. I guess we're going to have toast. So I like to come up with different themes, and my themes are nothing more than just on the invite and on the Facebook event, and I might have a little something, whether it be food or something at the party that we talk about related to it. Other than that, my party remains the same. One of the fun ones that I kind of went through a list of ones that I have done in the past. One of my favorite ones coming up for summer is a BYOB party. And no, it's not bring your own beer. It's bring your own banana. What are we going to do?
Cute.
BYOB is a banana split party. So the only thing that's going to change at the party is that's what's going to be for the snack. So we can use the ice cream scoop and the serving center with some different toppings in it. And we've even had a contest too, who has brought the best dressed banana to the party. You can have as much fun or as little fun as you want with it. But BYOB definitely gets your attention. I've also done that as bring your own bowl. So if anybody wants to show off some of the older bowls or some of the bad looking bowls they have in their kitchen, they can do that too. Sips and Seals Social. I do this one a lot. Seals, obviously that's the top of the Tupperware. It's not a lid, it's a seal. And sips, that can be anything from wine. So we can use the corkscrew to open the bottle of wine. And I've taken out the word party in most of my talk. Like I talked about the banana split party there, but Sips and Seals Social. People are more apt to date, I'm finding, if you have social, gathering, happy hour, just take out that word party. Why, I don't know, but it seems to be working. Sassy Salsa Social. SSS, that's kind of a hard one to say. Say it 10 times real fast. But again, making our salsa. If you were never in Tupperware when they had the Southwest Chipotle seasoning, I have the recipe, or we can get the recipe for you, but that salsa is phenomenal, and it's because I think of that seasoning. Girls' Night Out gathering, again, just another simple one. Since we're coming up to a fun month in Tupperware, we could have some Tupperware birthday parties. And I've been thinking about, because we're celebrating 70 years of the party, how many of you remember that 70s show from like 80s? So that 70s show, I thought it would be cute to do a 70s themed birthday party. If you could get people to bring some Tupperware from the 70s, you could get them to maybe dress in something from the 70s. I don't know, I haven't worked out all the details, but I think that could be a really fun one to run with. Another party I like is appetizers, dips, and drinks. So we call it ADD party. Easy to make appetizers, especially as we get talking about the MicroPro grill. Some of the Stack cookers have some great appetizer recipes. So appetizers, dips, and drinks. If you guys are cookers at your party, I'm not a big cooker at my party. So I've been doing this for 10 years, and I really, about a handful of times I've actually cooked at my party. But I like the Sips and Seals social and the appetizers, dips, and drinks. It's an easy way just to get together with people and maybe not do quite a full party theme, but actually get around the kitchen table and let them play with the products. Mm-hmm. If you do a lot of weekend parties, brunch made easy is a great one. I've actually done brunch and beer. So depending on the theme or the group of people that you have, you can have a lot of different fun with that. Playing with a breakfast maker, and when people taste stuff from it, you know it sells itself. And the last one is kind of like my Sips and Seals, but Sip, Shop, Taste, Social. Just have fun with your words. Be creative. I've got tons of other themes, but you know, those are kind of the main ones that I stick with and have fun with at my parties.
Love it.
Okay. So, again, everything tonight is about having fun. I find that I'm assuming most of you have some sort of Facebook business page, some sort of group. It's really, really important to have fun within your life. So within your own kitchen, with your kids, with your hubby, with your girlfriends, outside. Take pictures. Post those type of things. It doesn't always have to be so Tupperware related, but show those within your groups, because people see you having fun and they want to be a part of what you're doing. I always think of this for an example. I don't look good, or like, I shouldn't say that. I don't feel comfortable wearing LuLaRoe leggings. They're very nice. They look great on a lot of people. I just don't have that body to wear them. So there's a gal I met, and she sells the heck out of it. And I don't even care to wear the product, but I want to be a part of what she's selling. I don't know what I'm going to buy from her, but because I see how much fun she's having with her family and her business, where she's going, I want to be a part of that. So I want to host a party for her, but I don't really want any of the product. Does that sound weird?
It makes sense, though. Who else can relate to that, you guys?
Mm-hmm. I can.
So it's very important to put that out there.
Yeah. Yes. And so, guys, really like listen to what she's sharing, because again, that attraction, right? What are they seeing when they're around you, right? What do they feel after they've been around you? Is it, oh, or is it, man, she's fun. I want to be around that more.
And sometimes it's just the vibes you put off.
Yes.
I've done a ton of reading on attraction marketing. So if you're at your computer or board, just Google attraction marketing. There is books, there is speakers, there is videos you can listen to, and you can use it in all aspects of your life. Mm-hmm. But I think it's really, really important that you put that out there again. So just sharing the fun that you're having. with that, then I feel that it makes it a lot easier for me to date parties outside of the party. I actually, and I hate this, I actually don't play a dating game at my parties.
Okay, so we're gonna pause. It's not that I don't like that. She's mastered how to work the party.
So I have different things that I do to
Yes.
date within the party.
Yes.
I don't
So-
play an actual dating game.
Yes.
So I take that back a step there.
Yes. So she's mastered what she's done and what she does, and it continues to grow her business. And Michelle is also one where if it doesn't work, she doesn't keep doing the insane thing. She doesn't keep doing the same thing if it's not working and producing results. So again, she's mastered what she does at her parties, and it produces results.
So I do talk about dating a ton in my party, just in different ways.
Yes.
And they don't know I'm talking about dating when I'm doing it. So it's kind of secret.
Mm-hmm.
But so having fun in your normal life helps me date parties outside, like at vendor shows, at the post office, at the bank, at the grocery store, at Subway yesterday. People, I'm always wearing a Tupperware t-shirt. Obviously, I drive a Tupperware car. But it's the way you put yourself out there. Talk about it, be proud of it, have catalogs in your purse, have sales flyers with you. Heck, wear your name tag. People don't know that you just got up and you're going to the grocery store. They probably think you were at some party or event and you still have your name tag on. Put it on upside down, and then people will stop and tell you your name tag's upside down and notice what it says. But have fun, whatever you're doing. Yeah, I don't... What else do you want me to talk about, Heidi? I feel like that's kind of where I've got my list going of things to talk about tonight.
You know what? Let's open it up to them, Michelle. What do you got? Like, what are some other maybe questions that you have? Because again, this is your time to be able to ask Michelle, because she's a very busy lady. So anything off of this, off of this training tonight, you can certainly post questions in the Shazam group. But, what are some other things that you guys might want to pick her brain on why we have her for a few more minutes?
What is the theme to any parties you're having in the next 2 weeks?
In the next 2 weeks, it kind of depends. Since we're not quite into birthday month yet, I'm just doing a lot of basics. Sips and Seals socials are really popular. Those are kind of the ones that I stick with, and unless somebody comes to me and says, I want to do appetizers, dips, and drinks. I want to do your ADD party, or I want to do your sassy salsa party, or unless they specify something, it's usually based around the Sips and Seals social, because one, who doesn't like wine? Let's get the corkscrew out. It sells itself. I've been doing lots of parties recently at bars, coffee shops, and restaurants. So that's kind of changed up a little bit, because sometimes they actually provide the drink there. Being it's a bar or a coffee shop, we don't have to worry about drinks at the party. One other thing too, I just saw, when you're done doing your parties, or when I'm done doing my parties, as you can see, I'm a hand talker, but we're always holding up products. And I know Heidi doesn't stand in one spot when she does parties, but by the time you're done, you should feel like you just worked out. Like you should feel hot, sweaty, but feel exhilarated. Like I can't explain the feeling when you leave a party. Like it's just like you've just worked out high. Those endorphins are just going.
It's like euphoric.
Right. So you're doing something right, and you've had fun if you feel like that.
Yes.
Sometimes you're just a little stressed because there's a bazillion people asking you questions, but it should overall be fun.
Something that came to my mind, Michelle, is you get great attendance. I know this isn't necessarily about the fun, but it's more fun when there's more people at the party. So what are some things that maybe you do to, like, I know Quartermania has a huge play in that, but what else might be some things that they could do to increase attendance to their parties? And I'm putting her on the spot on this one.
So attendance at my parties, I mail snail mail invites, and that is a must. Nobody gets away with having a party unless I get an address list to mail out. I also create the Facebook event. I make the hostess a host of it, but then I'm in control of the event and can post in there, once a day, 5 days or 7 days before the party, just little hints and tips and tricks and stuff that I may not talk about at the party that would get them excited. Plus, in that Facebook event, I can post that Quarter Mania reminder the day before the party too. And then just host coaching. Talking to your hostess. Maybe it was Caitlin's training. Yeah. I like how she talked about this week or last week, Canva. I'm going to start creating invites on Canva and then texting those to my hostess as well, because I'm finding that quite a few people actually text better than Facebook. Just depends on your hostess.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that video is in the Shazam group if you're wondering what Michelle was referring to.
The other thing too is I really think, what are you showing me, Jill? I don't know what she's showing me. What are you showing us?
This is an invite I made on Canva today.
Yay!
Awesome.
Super easy, guys. Definitely watch the video. Super, super easy.
Yes.
Excellent.
I really think it's important that you make sure your hostess knows you want 40 to 50 people written down on that address list, because you're only going to get 8 to 12 of those in seats at the party.
Michelle, do you let them know what Quarter Mania is?
Let's see if I have an invite here real quick to show you. There's a sticker on the invite that just says, bring quarters to the party. And when you do, we'll play Quarter Mania when there's 8 to 10 guests. No, they really don't know. Some of the people, if they've never been to one of my parties, they have no idea what they're for. But sometimes that piques their attention too. Another thing that I think gets their attention that maybe gets them to the party is I put weird times. So if they're coming to my party, it's going to be at 6:29 or 6:24, something like that, rather than 6:30. And many times they come to the party and they're like, what was a 6:29? Got your attention, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. And it works.
It does. Mm-hmm. I don't think I have an invite around here.
So what are you doing fun that you were talking about dating, but they don't actually know you're really talking about dating?
So the products that I talk about, I always talk about Fridge Smarts. I always talk about Vent and Serves. And I may only show them the small deep, talk about the benefits of it. Then I have them stop and open their catalogs, or the first person to find the page with the 4-piece Fridge Smart set on it and tell me how much it is will get a prize. And I'll have my basket with like my trinkets in it. So they open it up, it's $84, it's on page 62, and I give them their gift. And then I stop and I say, tonight our hostess, Sally, if she wants, she can get this for $42. So all of my hostesses get half off rewards. So we talk about that. So when you host a party, you get half off rewards. And then a little bit later, I talk about the Vent and Serves, and I do the exact same thing. So instead of $125, $62.50. Those are two of my biggest hostess half off selections. So those are the main ones that I talk about. So right there, we've talked about dating and hosting a party, and they don't even know it.
Okay.
I guess those are two, maybe the main seeds. The other one is as they're going through, we go through the sales flyer towards the end of the party before we draw for a door prize. And I point out the host exclusive set. Right now, I've totally been in love with the Vent and Serve set and the Clearly Elegant set. So I talk about those heavily. Like, these are host exclusives. You guys can get this for absolutely free for hosting a party. That's it.
Okay.
You had just said something and that made me think of something, and then that left my brain as quickly as it popped in. Don't you hate that when you're like, oh, I was going to chime in after, you were just talking, you asked Janice, you just asked something, and that made me think of it.
How do I get them to date without?
Oh, yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. So like Michelle was just talking about, right, those are all seeds, right? She planted those seeds without coming out and necessarily saying every time, hey, you know, do you want to have a get together? Do you want to date your own? So on and so forth. So plant several seeds throughout your party. Another fun one that I thought of is to stack the hostess, right? But you don't stack the hostess, you actually stack a guest at the party, right? Because your hostess is already getting all this free goodies and you're pampering and showering her, but you stack the guest and you say, okay, you know what? Who would like some free stuff? Who likes half price? Who doesn't want to pay full price? And then you ask them, can I borrow your lap? And they're like, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit on it, I promise, but we're going to fill it full of goodies. And then you start having them choose what they would like off of your table. And you literally start to stack it on top of them and figure out what a standard party is, right? So a standard party, they get how much free? How much?
$75.
Yes. So you're calculating in your brain, guesstimate, right, how much that is, and then, oh my gosh, and also because you had, you know, a standard show, you can get 2 half price items. So what would you like for half price? And it's just a great visual, and again, it gets them to have some fun.
So the other thing that I thought of too is I always take a gift in a cute little gift bag at the beginning of the party. After the guests have all gone around and told me who they are, I stop, hand this gift to my hostess and tell her, thank you for having me to your home. This is a little bonus gift from me just for hosting a party. All my hostesses I like to pamper because they are the base of my business. I haven't been in this business for 10 years without you guys. So thank you for having me here tonight. And then I just say something about, I will reward all of my hostesses with an extra bonus gift.
Now, is that the one that they always advertise, Michelle, or do you do something extra?
I do something extra.
Okay.
I reap, obviously, going to meetings. The one I got recently was this $40 we paid for, and it was $200 worth of product. Those type of things go in my gift bag. And it's usually, I go to the dollar store and buy fun glittery bags and put lots of tissue paper in them. They don't, it's not something they've asked for. Usually it's just some random thing that I have. The other thing that I do is at the end, I have a door prize drawing. I assume most of you do that. But one of the questions is, would you like to help out your hostess tonight by hosting a party of your own? Yes, maybe, or not right now. So that's, again, another seed. I take those, and then when they come to check out, I have them in front of me. So as they're checking out, I've already looked through and have it and say, tonight I see, Sarah, that you might be interested in hosting a party. And then I kind of slide her the next sales flyer and let her look at it. But yeah, that's another way that I put the datings in there.
Love it. Okay, any other questions, you guys, first? All right, how about you share a couple of quick takeaways and then we'll get everybody off the phone call. Share some takeaways.
I like the themes, all the different themes, and to keep it simple. I think that's important to remember. I can overthink and too much planning, and just to keep it simple.
So my parties, I usually don't talk for more than 30 minutes. I think that also really helps. You want to make people want to date you before you even get to the part about dating. Again, that's your aura of fun, your energy, and the simplicity of the party.
Love it.
You need to do more trainings, Michelle. You're good.
I always feel, thank you for saying that, but
yeah.
I feel like I'm still you guys. I feel like I'm still a consultant. So for me to train for you is kind of hard because it's just what I do.
No, you're good at it.
So thank you.
I like the idea of your magic spatula and getting your other guests involved that way too. So
excellent. Thanks, Pam.
Huh?
And isn't this how we learn, you guys? We learn from each other, and that's what sharing is all about, right? Because what Jill is going to take away from tonight and implement, it's going to come out Jill style. So then Jill could come back and share some different things that she's doing. So first, Michelle, thank you for sharing, because People love listening to you. You walk the talk, and you're giving them tips and ideas on things that they can go out there and muster and use in their business to help them be, as successful as they want to be as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Also, the learning never stops. So like this week I watched Cheryl's training. I watched Caitlin's training. I'm still learning. Every time I watch one of those trainings, I take something else away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm implementing stuff continuously in my business.
And don't you find too, Michelle, that not only are you learning, but it keeps you engaged and it keeps you excited and it keeps you fresh and it keeps you going, this is why it's fun.
Some of the things that Cheryl was talking about this week was on typewriter paper. But some of the stuff I took away from her was from that typewriter paper. So, going back to things that happened years ago is still a great way to be in learning in this business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we never stop learning. And you guys, reminder that the more you learn, the more you earn, truly. And after you apply it, of course, you have to use it. Okay, we'll take one more takeaway. I know there's lots because I have lots of notes. One more takeaway.
I like the idea that Michelle had of even opening it up to other venues, because I think a lot of times people just don't want to have it at their house. Maybe they feel like things are too busy and they don't want to make it their house pristine for a company, or they're worried what people might think if they don't have it in perfect shape. So I think if we could find some different places to have a little get together, and it might seem, people might feel like they're not as apt to have to.
Oops, you went on mute.
Sorry.
There you go. Whoop.
They might, gosh, okay, they might feel like they don't have to stay as long, like they're not committed to as long of a time. And not that they wouldn't, but it just may be a feeling.
So I found that it takes a little work sometimes on your end or as the consultant to kind of search those places out, because you can suggest them then when people are like, oh, I date a party. I'm like, well, have you thought about having it at Deb's Wild Horse? She has a great place to have it. And, we could just invite friends and we could have it next week. You don't have to clean your house. Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits, I know a lot of those types of places will do it. And all you have to do is spend $25 in cheese, wine, meat, something you buy from Hy-Vee. So yeah, just kind of checking those places out and being aware of them so that you can maybe mention that.
Okay.
Absolutely. Excellent. Well, again, Michelle, thank you for taking time out of your family schedule this evening to share with others, again, what you've utilized, what you still do, and that you have fun with. And again, what I took away and do on our Monday phone calls is that you still love, 10 years later, you still love what you do. So thank you for being a positive influence and for passing that on to other people.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks everybody for spending your night with us. Have a great evening, and I will post this as soon as it gets done uploading. Okay?
Thank you.
Have a great
Good
night.
night.
Thanks.
Bye.